guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and well, at long last, I dig it. I'm officially caught up on the movies that came out recently in theaters right about now. So yeah, spring break is not even over just yet in my end. And I guess probably by the time this video is up, I'll probably be back in my classes at college some point around tomorrow, I believe. So yeah, I guess if anything, this has been a really long spring break for me. So, but hey, I have to say it was incredibly worth it. I had a great time with it. So yeah, I figured it makes sense if I would probably end it on with a bang on this one. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So yeah, as I stated before, I mentioned some time ago that I'm right about now catching up on some movies that came out recently in theaters, and well, I think I finally succeeded on that goal, and I'm officially caught up right about now. So yeah, and of course, if you couldn't tell, the movie I'm going to be talking about is Captain Marvel. Yeah, this is of course the one movie that pretty much almost a lot of people wanted me to see for the most part, and not to mention, this is of course another installment in and I should mention this right now. It is of course the second to last movie in Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which, as you may recall, actually turned out some really awesome movies throughout the course of the 10 to 11 years that it's been going for. So yeah. So yeah, of course, Captain Marvel is of course the newest movie in the MCU that just came out recently, and I guess seeing of how I did see this movie, I might as well talk about it. So yeah. So yeah, oddly enough, I think I just saw this movie after I attended a bowling event that's part of my internship, which was a lot of fun, and I have to say, I was really, I was incredibly busy on that day. So, and yeah, and not to mention, during the time my mom and my sister went along, but we actually saw some movies that yeah, some different movies that we each saw individually. My sister saw Us, my mom saw 5 Feet Apart, and for me, I actually did get to see Captain Marvel. So yeah, enough of my life stories. I need to talk about this movie. So yeah, I did manage to see Captain Marvel at long last, just about a few weeks after it came out, and I think I did know that even before it came out, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this movie's going to ruin the MCU." So yeah, I didn't even know how a lot of people were giving this some major backlash. Like, I don't even know how that happened. I was like, really? This could be the movie that would ruin the MCU? I mean, come on, it's a female-led superhero. Have we learned nothing since Wonder Woman came out? So yeah, I did know it did spark a bit of backlash from a lot of people, and I did notice on Rotten Tomatoes that they were just they just review bombed this movie even before it came out. So yeah, that is actually quite nuts. So yeah, but yeah, that didn't. Yeah, but yeah, it's not stopping the movie right but now. It did get good reviews from the critics, and it's actually making some really great money at the box office right about now. So yeah, and yeah, and if you want to know what I think of this movie, I think to me personally, I think it's, well, good. Not great, just good. So yeah, I think for this being a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, you would think I would really love this movie, hands down, but yeah, which I would think so. In fact, I remember seeing the trailers for it, and I actually did have a lot of hope for this movie, thinking it's going to be a masterpiece. But yeah, I guess, after seeing it myself, I just think it's good. Not great or fantastic or anything, just good. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. Yeah, and don't go screaming down in the comment section on what I think of this movie. I might have some opinions. There might be some stuff in it that I thought were pretty good, and some stuff in it that I thought were didn't flow out pretty well. But yeah, I'm actually gonna talk about that. So yeah, I guess if anything, I think pretty much the story for this movie, I have to say, is actually pretty impressive. Just another typical origin story for a superhero, yeah, which in this case is Captain Marvel, which does kind of fall through sort of a semi-fish out of water story. Yeah, and I do say semi quite well because if I can remember properly, I think she lost some of her memories because she had a life on Earth some time ago, and she's trying to reconnect again on who she is. So yeah, not a bad premise for the most part, and I really like the ideas that they were going for. So I have to say they really did a great job on the story for the most part, and even the characters, I have to say, are actually pretty impressive. And pretty interesting for the most part. Yeah, and I think I really, yeah, and not to mention the acting, I have to say, is actually really great, and I especially love the interactions between both Carol, Captain Marvel, which in this case is played by Brie Larson, and of course Nick Fury, which we all know is portrayed by Samuel L. Jackson, and I think the two of them on screen together, I have to say, is actually really impressive, and that's what I really like for the most part. And yeah, like I said, the characters, I have to say, are really great. Yeah, I think I really like on how they're really tackling the characters for this movie. Yeah, I think I really love on how they portray each and every one of them as probably their own type deal for this one, and yeah, not to mention, I think I think pretty much the feud between the Kree and the Skrulls in this movie, I have to say, is actually really impressive. But I won't give away too much on both the Kree and the Skrulls, and yeah, not Skrulls, Skrulls in this. Yeah, I'm not gonna give away too much on both the Kree and the Skrulls in this movie, but once you actually do dabble into each and every one of them and how it interacts with our main hero, I think you're actually gonna get some really great feels for it. And speaking of which, the atmosphere for this movie, I have to say, is really impressive. Yeah, I think it's kind of going in the similar direction, kind of like what Bumblebee did by having it. Where in Bumblebee they had it set in the 80s, where in this movie in particular it's set in the 90s. So yeah, I think there were some stuff in it that is 90s related that is actually done incredibly well in this movie, and I should know, I think I was born in the mid 90s and stuff, so I do know very little about on some stuff that happened in the 90s, and some thematic elements in that decade, so yeah, but then again, I'm just a little bit of I'm just an infant during that decade when I first came around, so I think me, as an adult in like the late 2010s and close to the early 2020s right about now, so yeah, I have to say the atmosphere for the most part by having this film be set in the 90s, I have to say is actually really great. So I think they did a great job at that. But I think one of the key issues that I do have on this one is that I wish there could have been more to the 90s setting in this movie. Yeah. Again, like I said, maybe it could have worked out a bit too much, kind of like what yeah, or maybe work it out a whole lot, kind of like what Bumblebee did when it was set in the 80s and stuff, and there was a lot of stuff in that decade that is easily recognizable. So yeah, maybe I guess the film could have been a bit stronger if they added more and more stuff that happened in the 90s. So yeah. And I have to say, the action and the visuals, I have to say, is really spot on. I really love how it's shot, but I think it is kind of buggy, in my opinion, that most of it is a shaky cam and stuff, and there's not much going on, and some of them happened like probably nearly in the dark, so it's kind of hard to see to make out on the action, but yeah, the rest of the action and visually, I have to say, this movie is impressive. So yeah, and I really love the direction that that this movie is going towards by not having be a complete origin story from beginning to end. They did try to mix it up a bit every once in a while. So yeah, I really do admire that. I think it's really great. So yeah, those are some of the stuff that I have to say I actually really enjoyed in this movie, but the rest, in my opinion, kind of like I said with most with my complaints on most stuff that happened in the 90s, not tying in into this movie. Yeah, I think there are some stuff that I have to say are that I don't think actually quite work. Like one example I could give is the film's writing. So yeah, like I said, I have to say, the story, I have to say, like I said, it is actually really good, but the writing, I have to say, I don't think is actually, really, crisp and clean, or could actually, be something that interesting, for the most part. I just don't think it's actually well crafted, for the most part, and some of the dialogue scenes, I have to say, didn't really caught my eye for the most part, but now don't get me wrong, there are some stuff in it that I have to say are really good, like I really love the interaction between both Captain Marvel and the main Skrull in that movie. But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna give away too much on what happened. You'll just have to see the movie for yourself. So yeah, I think some of the dialogue scenes, yeah, except for the one that I mentioned between both Captain Marvel and the main Skrull character, I have to say, for a while it is pretty good. I have to say, and it's really great. Almost having a bit of an emotional scene in it. I think the rest, I have to say, I don't think really flows out pretty well. Like, I really didn't get on what has been going on when the writers of this movie were putting this whole thing together. So yeah, I think so yeah, the writing, I don't have to say, I have to say it's not very crisp, or and it's kind of more cluttered, I have to say. So yeah, and another complaint that I have is mainly, of course, the villain. So yeah, and I guess if anything, I think they threw in a bit of a twist villain in this movie, which has been done before in many other movies, but the main problem with that is that the villains in this movie are just not that interesting, in my opinion. So yeah, if you're going to actually portray a villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right, do it in such a clever way. Yeah, Loki actually did it in the earlier movies, and he turned out pretty well, and most of the villains in the earlier MCU movies that came out, including Thanos in Infinity War, I have to say, they're really great villains. They're really spot on. They are really great. They're really fun to watch, and you do want to see our main heroes try to stop their evil plan. So yeah. So yeah, those villains, I have to say, they do work incredibly well in the earlier MCU movies, more particularly the, excuse me for a second, yeah, sorry about that, I don't even know how that happened, I don't know how I caught, but yeah, going back on topic, but I think particularly, pretty much in the more recent MCU movies that came out, I think particularly from, I think practically since, since the beginning of Phase 3 of the MCU, the villains in these movies, I have to say, are really great. And yeah, you do want to see our main heroes actually try to stop them, but the villains in Captain Marvel, I just don't think are that interesting for the most part. I think they always just throw in exposition scene without any expressive emotion in it, and I just don't think they actually really pan out pretty well, and I think, again, like I said, I think the whole twist villain thing, I think that cliche is starting to be overused a whole lot in several movies, and yeah, I guess the way they're trying to do that in this movie, I just don't think it's very engaging, I have to say. So yeah, that's just my main complaint on this one. But still, if you're going to make the villains in movies interesting, make them yeah, just make them fun, and actually give them a reason for their evil plan, just so that our main hero can stop them in the end. But I just don't think it actually works incredibly well in this movie. So yeah, there are some other things wrong with these villains, but does that mean I think this movie is terrible in my opinion overall? Well, not really, but yeah, like I said, I think it's a good movie. I just don't think it's actually as grand or spectacular as the other MCU movies that came out, but I still have a good time with it. It's got some good action, great characters, and a pretty good storyline despite the clumsy and cluttered up writing and stuff, but yeah, I still have a good time with it. I didn't get much while seeing this movie, but I still enjoyed it otherwise. I just, yeah, that's pretty much what I think overall. I just went in there, I enjoyed it for what it is, so yeah, and yeah, I guess if you're looking for a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie that does come close to being a masterpiece, but a lot like some of the other movies, but doesn't really meet that big of a qualification towards that, then I don't think you'll have any problem with this movie. I think you'll still have a good time with it. So yeah, and so yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say. I still had a pretty good time with it, and I do recommend it either way. But yeah, like I said, I don't think it's actually great in my opinion, but I think it's a good movie either way. So yeah, pretty much as for my final score, I might as well be fair and give this movie a 7 out of 10. So yeah, like I said, it's not really great in my opinion, but I still think it's a good movie either way. So I just wish there could have been a whole lot more to this movie, but I still had a good time either way. So if it's something up your alley, then I highly suggest you go see it. It's I think it's well worth a couple hours of your time, and just ignore what everyone else had to say that are trying to slam this movie hands down. But yeah, just go into it and enjoy it for what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. But yeah, if there's one thing I do hate a whole lot nowadays, is that people are judging something even before a movie comes out. So yeah, that's pretty much the one thing I hate for the most part. Just if you want to express your own opinion on a movie, just go in there and go see it for what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say for Captain Marvel. So yeah, like I said, it's not great in my opinion, but I still think it's a pretty good movie. So yeah, if you haven't seen it already, I say definitely go check it out. So yeah, and that's pretty much about it for this thoughts video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below on what you think of Captain Marvel, and if you think it's good or not, or great, or just pretty much on that other territory. if you get what I mean, as well as leaving me your constructive criticisms and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And as always, follow me on my social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and many other social media sites I have provided. And you can always email me at my email address if you have any questions for me, or if you want to book me for a con or event coming up. All the links to them are down in the description box below. And of course, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as turn on the notification bell, so that way you'll be notified once I upload a brand new video. So, yeah, guys, that's about it for this thoughts video. I am glad I'm officially caught up on the movies I'm now seeing throughout this year, and hopefully I will get to see more as the years progress. I know I've got some great ones that I do want to see based on what's been going on with them. So I would really love to see each and every one of them before this year wraps up. But we're just only getting started right about now. So yeah, I still got a long way to go until then. So yeah, until then, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.